coming to tonight's production of This Is Not a Dream, which is a collection of plays by Young Playwrights Ukraine. This staged reading includes 9 short plays written by Ukrainian playwrights in response to the February 2022 invasion. There will be a short talkback after the show. Thank you to the Ukrainian American Community Center for hosting the production. This center was founded in 1964 by Ukrainian immigrants who established roots in northeast Minneapolis. It celebrates the Ukrainian spirit and supports the integration of refugees and new immigrants into new life in Minnesota. I also want to thank our incredible musicians that you'll hear tonight throughout the production. One of the instruments that you hear is the national instrument of Ukraine. It's called a bandura. Please silence your cell phones at this time. Thank you so much for coming, and enjoy This Is Not a Dream.
Superhero by Juliana Klimchuk. Set: a large, bright kitchen in a nice home somewhere in North Carolina. Time: after the war began. Bobby sits at the table. Becca prepares breakfast at the counter.
Remember, we have to be sensitive with this girl. She's been through so much.
The door opens.
They're here!
Lauren enters, rolling a small carry-on suitcase.
Daddy!
Hey, you are right on time.
Bobby holds out his arms and Lauren runs into his embrace. Then she slowly turns to give a quick hug to Becca. Sonia follows, dragging a huge suitcase. It's clearly very heavy.
Sonia, do you need help? Bobby helps Sonia.
That's a lot of luggage.
Bobby approaches Sonia to help, but he's too late. She manages to push the bag these last few feet.
You're strong.
Help her.
No, it's all right. I made it all the way to North Carolina with all this stuff. I can make it back.
You know, I also carried a lot of stuff.
Your house is beautiful. It actually reminds me of my house in Kyiv.
It does?
Well, that's very nice. We're all more alike than we realize.
Well, what do you want to eat? We've got the best breakfast in North Carolina.
You have anything you might want. Sonia?
Whatever you're going to make is fine. I'm just happy to be here.
And this might be your last nice meal. We want to make it as nice as we can.
My parents are going to make all my favorites when I get home.
Well, there's nothing like an American breakfast. What do you want?
I want pancakes. She'll have eggs, no bacon, just eggs.
That would be amazing, thank you. And thank you so much for letting me stay overnight. I really appreciate it. I was a little nervous because I've never been to anyone's house in America before.
Nothing special here, I'm telling you. Mostly boring. Remember that one time all the classes were canceled and we went camping in a tent? That's the most fun you're gonna get here.
Well, it is our absolute pleasure. We love to have you.
It's all very nice. I saw so many movies and I feel like I'm in one.
How do you like your eggs?
Scrambled. Thanks.
Do you drink milk? We have regular, 2%, fat-free, lactose-free. We have soy milk, oat milk, and... Damn it! Sorry. I'm afraid we don't have any almond milk.
That's all right, thank you.
Please sit down. Make yourself comfortable. So, is your whole family in Ukraine?
Yes, my whole family's back at home.
Maybe you shouldn't go. Mom!
Your mother cares about people.
I have to go home. School is over.
But the news.
Actually, Ukraine hasn't been in the news in a while. It must have been getting better over there.
No, not really.
You're sure?
How do you stay in touch with your family? I mean, do they have Wi-Fi over there?
Mom! Yes, we have Wi-Fi.
Is it safe in Kiev?
No, I mean, yeah, Kiev is safer than someplace like Mariupol.
They nod, but have no idea where that is.
I'm in awe of your people. And your president. I wish we had a president like that.
We hope it's gonna be over soon.
Yes, thank you.
So, Dad.
I didn't get my grades yet back, but I think it's all A's.
Yeah, if Trump was president, this wouldn't be happening.
Yeah, Mom, I'm not so sure about it.
I'm serious. He would deal with Russia quick. This is awful. I wish I could do something.
There are ways to help.
Sonia, do you let him eat cheese or hot sauce on your egg?
She doesn't eat cheese.
Maybe sausage.
Becca opens the fridge. It looks like a supermarket in there.
We probably have absolutely everything you could want.
She doesn't eat meat. Mom, did you hear what I told Dad? All A's. It's usually the first thing you ask me about.
We have company, Lauren.
I told the guys at work and they were really impressed. What does your dad do in Ukraine? Is he in the army?
Let me sharpen some.
Bobby takes the knife and starts sharpening it.
No, we've been lucky so far. But he can't leave the country because no man can cross the border, not from age 18 to 60. In the beginning, he made my mom and my brothers and I go to Poland.
And you didn't just stay in Poland.
Well, they're brave. Americans are babies compared to them.
My mom missed my dad a lot. She couldn't stand it.
I get it. Even a week when Bobby has a business trip? Oh, it's torture.
That is not the same.
How long is the flight to Kiev?
Well, there's no working airport in Ukraine. So I have a ticket to Munich, and then on to Warsaw, and then I get on a 15-hour train, and then I'm home.
That sounds difficult. Oh, there is no way I would let my daughter make that trip.
I do too now. It's not in your power not to let me do things.
Sounds like an adventure.
It's really okay.
Tell me, does everyone admire Zelensky? I watch the news all the time, and every time they show him, he looks older. I bet everybody loves him.
Sure, I guess.
Well, he's so brave. Knows what he wants and what his nation needs, and works for it. He's not ashamed to ask NATO and all the presidents for help. He's even ready to beg if that helps. That's what I call a real man. Not this old zombie that was named president of the United
Do
States.
you want to choose? We have orange, apple, only cranberry.
I'm sure when the American artillery gets there, it'll end in a wink of an eye, right?
I'll have orange.
Lauren, get your frozen juice.
Lauren goes to pour a glass of juice for Sonia.
We have a surprise for you. Little Ukrainian cheesecakes. I found the recipe.
Cheers, since...
Nikki?
Yes!
Becca rushes to get this here Nikki, excited.
Oh,
They look delicious.
Mom, I told you she doesn't eat cheese.
I'm sorry, really. I wish I could eat them.
It's fine. We'll eat them later.
You were the agenda of the day at work. Guys want to know everything about you. What are the people's spirits like? How do they live with sirens and war?
Well, most people are pretty tired. It goes on, and nobody knows when it's going to end. The only thing that's clear, it's not going to end tomorrow.
How does everyone react to bombings? I mean, it happens, doesn't it?
Every other day.
Dear Lord, I am so sorry.
But people are used to it. They check what's in the air once the air raid started, and then they decided they should go to the shelter or not. It's routine now.
Wow. I mean, not wow. It's just so crazy. Sorry.
The more I think about it, the more I want to experience it. Just to see.
No!
I can handle it.
Dad?
I could go to Kiev and take pictures, to show people here, to raise money.
Oh, that's wonderful.
He's not going to Ukraine.
This is
they're as hospitable as you are. There's nothing like a Ukrainian breakfast.
Should be safe there, right?
Right, it's safe. I mean, they hit the target sometimes, but most of their guys defend the city.
Bobby!
Come on, it would be exciting.
I'd love to make a trip to the front line. Meet the soldiers.
I don't think I
You're not going anywhere. What, are you crazy? You could die out there. Lauren, tell him.
Dad, I don't want you to go to the front line.
I don't think I could arrange a trip to a...
Let's stop all talk about going to Ukraine. We're so happy to have you here. There's other things you're interested in besides Ukraine.
Well, yeah. Many things.
She can sing, Mom.
Wow. Oh, maybe you'll be a star.
Yeah, I'll come to Ukraine. Well, not anytime soon. I've got a lot going on at work. But tell your dad I'd like to visit him. And I'd like to take pictures. My boys would love that.
Someday, Dad.
We'll discuss it.
Yeah, right. Not now or anything. I have to check my work schedule.
You'll always be welcome. I have something for you. It's small, it's not much, but I think you'll like it.
She goes to a bag and digs in.
What is it? Here. It's a limited edition stamp. It's really special.
He opens it.
I'm not sure if you saw it in the news, but at the very beginning of the war, there was a Russian warship that threatened Ukrainian soldiers. One of them, his name was Roman Gribov, said to the Russians before they bombed the island, "Russian warship, go..." I'd prefer not to say the ending.
Russian warship, go fuck yourself!
Exactly. So now it's on stamps. My dad got a paper.
That is so great. It was a great story. I love that story.
That's lovely. Thank you, Sonia.
So sweet of you, Sonia. I'm so glad we became friends. I wish everyone at school was as interesting as you. Everything here is so boring.
These eggs are wonderful.
Lights down. End of play.
Set. A cemetery and a sidewalk in front of shops. Chernihiv region, Ukraine. Time, the first year of the war. Grandma and Diana, age 5, walk in a cemetery and eat maki candies.
So they showed his funeral on TV because he was kind of very important. And after, a newscaster showed a clip of him when he was alive. And he looked like a complete cockroach. Oh my God, he had this big hump on his back. And see, Diana, always sit up straight. And I thought, how did they put him in a coffin? On his hump? Or did they turn him over on his stomach? That could be a real problem. I think they put him on his stomach, Grandma. I think so too.
Grandma walks more and points to the ground.
So, here it is. This is my sister's grave, Diana. I clean it very often. You see how clean it is, even though it's been here for over 20 years. The stone is bright, the name is clear. Can you read the name, Diana? What did I teach you? La Snow Co. Well done, Diana. And the numbers? 1952 to 1986. Good girl. She died because of atomic radiation. She was a doctor at Chernobyl nuclear power plant, a good doctor. She saw horrors, and her skin burned from inside. That's what atomic radiation is like. Atomic radiation. You have to know the history of your family, Diana. There's an empty space on the ground nearby. I bought these two places together. Just want to be sure that there will be enough space for me. We all know I'll die one day. My dear sister. They keep going after a moment. So Diana, when I lie here, will you bring me candies? Bring me our Maki candies. They're my favorite. Do you know what that will mean? It will mean that you say goodbye to me and let me go to another world. Do you promise to bring me our candies? I promise, but don't die, Grandma. Don't say you'll die. I will, but not soon. Not soon, my sweet. First, I have to watch your wedding. And since you're only 5 now, I will live a long life. I promise.
Diana emerges from the memory on a sidewalk in front of the shops, eating Maki candies. A promoter passes by, handing out flyers.
Wedding dresses? Wedding dresses for the future bride?
Promoter stops in front of Diana.
Visit our shop.
Wedding dresses? I will never have a wedding.
That's not true.
It is true. God, there isn't even a person who wants to kiss me. And I'm not even talking about someone who can love me, who can be romantic with me, who can fight with me in our kitchen and throw a plate in my direction in rage and then say, sorry, and I love you. And after, we can enter the bedroom and have a lovely night together. What are you talking about? I will never buy a wedding dress. No, thank you.
Diana walks away.
No thank you would have been enough.
He keeps going.
Wedding dresses?
Grandma appears. Diana stops in front of her. Grandma takes Diana's hands.
Your hands are weathered. It's nerves. Your hands are soft, as always. You're dead. It's impolite of you to remind me of it. Why did you leave me?
The promoter holds up a flyer as Diana passes.
Any dresses?
Leave me alone!
Why are you so angry?
Why are you still talking to me?
100 hryvnias for a beautiful dress. It doesn't have to be for a wedding. We have dresses for everything. We buy a dress, one dress.
No, I told you.
95 hryvnias a dress.
Promoter motions for Diana to come with him.
Poor man. If I had the money.
80 hryvnias.
Believe it or not, I spent it all on candies. So stop asking me.
I will lose this job if people don't come into the store. I can't lose this job. I need money.
Who doesn't? There's a war on.
Putin is a fucker.
Putin is a fucker.
Fucker probably doesn't even realize what he takes away from people.
No, of course he does. Fucker.
No, this fucker never thought about what happens to the small towns somewhere in the north. How lonely everything gets. How loud the sirens are and how quiet are the hours between them. normality, people. That's what he takes away.
Fucker. Normally, people don't have to beg others like that to come to a shop.
But normally, I don't have to survive on a pack of flyers. Is that an air alarm?
I ignore them.
Diana and the promoter simultaneously and abruptly look up. They follow with their eyes and heads an object in the air which flies downwards and lands somewhere ahead.
Down!
What?
The promoter lies down. Diana sits on her knees indecisively. They wait. Diana and the promoter react to an explosion. They crouch on the ground. They shake from the shockwave.
Fucker!
Fucker!
Promoter takes out his phone.
In our town.
Fuckers! Where did it fall?
Looks like the cemetery.
No!
God save us.
Diana gets up and walks all around backwards. Diana stops, takes several quick steps forwards. Lights change as they arrive in the cemetery. Bones lie everywhere. Diana picks up bones, different bones from different bodies. She gathers them and throws them away, speeding up as she goes. Then she stops.
I'm sure it was here. We came here. I remember, I was 5. It was right here.
She walks toward a crumbling grave among the bones. She reads the gravestone.
1986. Allah Snosenko. Grandma is near.
Diana collects more bones. She holds them in front of Grandma's grave.
It was sweet of you to collect my bones. Now it's the only thing that's left. I never came here. I never even cried here. You're crying now. Doesn't count? Yes, it does. Why did you die, Grandma? When you were here, everything was fine. We lived. And then you died. And everything went wrong. Why did you live? You promised you'd live until my wedding. Would anything be different if I were here? Yes! I wouldn't need to try overcoming my, whatever it is, and come to your stupid grave. I remember you, you know that? I think about you. I don't need you to remember so much. I want you to let me go now, Diana. I know life is hard, and sometimes it's easier to keep thinking back than think forward. But you can't look back at me forever. What's in front of you, Diana? The war, sirens, more pain, and you wouldn't understand it. They bombed the cemetery, and I can't just leave you. How can I leave you behind? You don't see the madness of this war. I'm glad you don't. But you don't know. I know how hard it is to let someone go. And the war doesn't make it any easier. When you were little, I brought you to this cemetery because I couldn't say goodbye alone. You helped me. Bring someone here with you, Diana. Leave me Maki, please. Say goodbye. You can leave my bones now. You'll be all right.
Diana lies the bones on the grave. Grandma leaves. The promoter returns, holding out flyers and calling out to her.
Wedding dresses! Wedding dresses!
Diana takes a bag of Maki candies out of her pocket and sprinkles some on the grave. Then she walks away. Lights down. End of play.
set, a basement in a house in Kyiv during an airstrike. Time, a year or two after the war began. Leah and Ivan sit across from each other on stools. Ivan wears a military uniform. There's a camera set up between them.
Are you ready? Again, I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable, so the questions will be light. And obviously we can stop at any time, and I promise you won't get upset.
Yes.
Okay, I'll start recording.
Yes.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay, fine, here we go.
She demonstratively pushes a button on the camera. It's on.
So when you were in...
The sound of a plane flying somewhere above. She quickly turns off the camera. The sound lasts a few seconds and then disappears gradually.
Shit, sorry, we'll have to start again.
Now, what was the question?
Okay, ready?
Yes.
She pushes the button again.
Okay, so when you were, in the trenches, is that what they were, trenches?
Just ask the question.
Right, I will. Just give me a second.
I don't have all day.
Okay, I know. Could you please move a little bit to the right? My right? A little bit more. Here, just a little bit more. A little more. Actually, can you go back? What is the worst thing you've seen?
Seriously? No. Seriously? I have to call your mother. She probably already knows that the sirens are going off here and she's freaking out.
He starts to get up.
No, I'm sorry. I won't ask you dumb questions. Please stay. This is actually important to me. Okay?
Yes.
She moves the camera closer to his face.
Thank you. Did you kill people?
The sound of a plane comes back and doesn't leave for a couple of seconds. He gets up and starts to leave.
No, I'm sorry. Don't leave. Please, please, please.
The plane stops.
Dad?
He stops, comes back, sits back down.
Yes.
Yes, what?
Yes, I killed people. Yeah. Never mind. I did not kill people. I exterminated the enemy. You simply can't think of them as people because they're not. Not to me. Not after what I've seen them do in Bucha. People do not do what those animals did to that town. You should know. Your cousin was there. You see what she's like. Now, you can't fix something like that. So yes, I killed them. But they were the ones who came here to murder, to torture, to rape. My job was to prevent that, to protect.
I know, Dad.
You shouldn't ever ask soldiers a question like that.
I'm sorry. I just thought it would be easier after you came back from there.
There?
I thought we could go back to the way things used to be, like before the war, before you made Mom and Zoya go to Poland and didn't let me come back.
Your mom and sister are better off in Poland.
Yeah, right. Dad, I literally came all the way here just to do this interview. I really need this for my documentary, like the perfect material. You said you're in therapy, right? You said it helped. You said you'd even apologize for having been a bad father the past few years. Not that you're bad. I just meant shit. Fuck.
Language.
Sorry, I just thought you'd be normal.
What did you just say to me?
You changed so much. Ever since the war started, you just stopped paying attention to me. And Mom, and I know we're far away, but it's not our fault you didn't leave when you still have a chance.
Are you saying I'm selfish?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's not my fault you're different now, okay?
There is nothing different about me. You just forgot what I really like.
You don't even respond to my text, Dad, ever. The only time you called me was when Nick and I broke up, and you know what you said?
Who's Nick again?
Get over it. Like, seriously, I get it, you're a guy, but you're my dad, too. Where's the I'll beat him up or he's gonna regret this?
And how would I beat him up if he's in America and I'm here?
That is not the point.
I promise to answer all of your questions. I will be your perfect material. Are you happy now?
No, I'm not happy.
Leah, this documentary,
How will it help us? Or Ukraine?
People will watch it and see what it's like when our country's at war, and they'll donate and stuff.
Do you know what it's like?
What?
Do you know what it's like when your country is at war?
Excuse me?
What is it like? Tell me. Was it difficult for you to sit in film school in New York? By the way, I paid for it.
What else did you expect me to do, Dad?
Was it hard to watch videos of bombings on the internet and post them on your Instagram?
You were the one who told me not to come back.
Well, you made sure to run away from me as far as you possibly could.
I didn't know the war would start when I was leaving. I didn't even know there'd be a fucking war. Dad,
What?
do you ever miss me?
What kind of a question is that?
Do you miss it when I was still here, Dad?
I miss you when we used to talk about something other than this.
I was 18 when the war started. I'm 20 now. Do you miss me ever?
Of course I miss you, Leia. You know what I miss most? It's when you would ask me to drive you to school. You would ask me to play the most audacious rap I have ever heard in my life. And you know every single word. You would belt out those songs the whole way to school and then ask me to sing along. I really fucking miss that.
Dad,
It's just, I still listen to them sometimes, the songs. What's the difference between me and you? You talk a good one, but you don't do what you're supposed to do. I act what I feel, never deal with emotions. I'm used to living big dog style, straight up coasting. See? It's nothing different about me. What? What is it?
I hardly remember that, Dad.
Oh. It's okay.
I was like 13. I don't really remember anything.
Right, I think we've filmed enough. It's time to wrap it up.
But we barely started.
It's time to turn off the camera, Leia.
Come on, Dad.
Leia, turn off the fucking camera!
He reaches for the camera and tries to take it from her hands. She won't let him. They fight for it until the camera falls and breaks in front of the table.
Shit.
He falls on the ground to pick up the camera. It's clearly broken. He tries to fix it, but only makes it worse. Leia gets up from her stool and comes closer.
I'll fix it.
Dad,
A buddy of mine does this kind of stuff all the time. He can fix anything. Microwaves, fridges, all kinds of things. He'll take this one on too. I have tools up in the kitchen. It'll look just like new.
Dad, it's broken.
No, it's not. See, it's not.
He struggles to put the pieces back together. She gets on the floor with him.
Daddy, you can't fix it
And
now.
it's not broken. Look at it.
Daddy, why didn't you take me back?
Look at it. It's all right.
Why did you leave
You don't
me there?
need a new one.
I
The
miss
old
you,
one
and
is
I'm
still
tired of
good.
being
You
like
don't
this.
need
I
to
wish you
replace
made
it.
me
There is
stay.
no need to
I want to
replace
come
it.
back and I can't
Please
there.
don't buy a new one. I'll
I
fix
can't
it.
do it.
I
I'm
promise.
so
I'll make it
alone.
as
You
good as
shouldn't
new.
want me
You
to
will
stay.
like
Why
it so
did you
much.
want
I
me to
promise.
stay?
I'll fix
Why did you
everything.
ask
I'll
me to
fix
come
everything.
back?
You want everything. I will fix the fucking camera.
Language.
Lights out. End of play.
Ludmila's old family home in Dnipro, Ukraine. Time, over a year after the war began. Ludmila shares for several seconds as she stares at the clock on the wall, trying to make out the time. The doorbell rings. Ludmila moves in a little closer to the clock to try and make out the time. The doorbell rings again. Ludmila snaps out of it, She heads for the door. The doorbell rings again. She fixes her woolen vest. She always wants to look perfect. She opens the door. A young woman stands on the other side. She seems excited. Ludmila hesitates.
Grandma, hi, it's me.
Nastya hugs her. Ludmila is very still.
I wanted to surprise you.
Are you alone?
Yeah, it's just me.
What time is it?
Hold on, I have my phone. It's 10 minutes to 8.
No, not that thing. Look at the clock on the wall. What does it say? Nastya goes and stands under the clock.
Don't worry, the clock is right.
What does it say? I only feed the dog according to the clock on the wall. I always feed him at 8. If I wait, he goes under the window and starts barking. Woof! Woof! I taught him how to speak. He can almost say, I want! Of course, I take it as he wants food. He barks if I forget to look at the clock. Nastya walks in and takes it all in.
The house still looks the same. I told Mom I wanted to stand in this house and remember the time when Grandpa was still here.
Well, I'm glad you're here, just in time for the dog.
Mom and Dad are so mad at me. They didn't want me to come home, but I was so lonely in Berlin. I decided to buy a ticket and just show up. I told Mom I wanted to spend 2 nights at least with you.
Nastya picks up a picture from a table covered in family photos.
I always love this picture. It's the one where I'm sitting on Grandpa's knees. I was really happy when you took this picture. All the cousins were there that day, but I always knew I was Grandpa's favorite.
Ludmila looks out the window. What time is it? I think there's something wrong with the clock.
It's 10 to 8. Mom said you might need a little help remembering things, but I told her I'd help you.
Well, is Alex coming? I've been waiting for him to come. Why didn't he call me? I'm worried. Do you know where he is?
He's in Poland and I'm in Germany. We're all scattered now. All the cousins are abroad, but I came home to visit. I got home just last night. Dad and Mom are fighting already, but it's always been like that. I thought they would be different after everything, but they're not. I couldn't take it anymore. I finally just walked out, and I wanted to be with you. Every part of this room reminds me of something different.
Is Alex coming too?
I don't think so.
Why didn't he call me? I'm going to punish him, Sveta. Where is he?
He's in Poland, Grandma.
Why would he go there? He lives here.
He had to leave. He had no choice.
So, I'm alone.
No, Grandma. My parents check in, and Aunt Lisa comes to visit whenever she can. They won't come tonight because I'm here. I can do anything you need. You remember me, right? You remember me, Grandma?
Of course, you're my granddaughter. I know. Why are you asking me that? Is Alex in Poland? He's there, right? I remember he always wanted to move there.
Okay, good.
What do you mean you just got back? Where were you, Sveta?
Berlin. And I'm not Sveta. Sveta is your sister's granddaughter. I'm Nastya.
Of course. I know that. You moved to Berlin? But why? Oh, it's so gray and soulless. Dnipro is the most beautiful city in the world.
I know, Grandma.
I don't know why the children would all go so far.
We had to.
Well, I'll go check the dog. Ludmila goes to the window. He always barks if I forget to feed him at 8. She reaches the window and peers out, trying to see the dog. He's not barking yet. I suppose we should just wait.
I want to talk to you the way we used to talk. You were always telling me stories about when you were young. You would tell me about playing volleyball, and I started to play in school because of you. I wanted to be just like you.
I haven't played for ages. My knee I don't know what's wrong with it. Pain, it doesn't go away.
Mom told me. She said you don't want to go see a doctor.
I don't want to see a doctor. I don't want to talk about the pain. It just makes me think about those days. Are you staying tonight?
Yes, I can stay as many nights as you want me to.
Oh, is Alex coming?
No, he is not.
Why? Did something happen?
He doesn't live here anymore.
Where does he live now?
In Poland.
Oh, right. He's in Poland. He wanted to move there for a long time. Is he coming, Santa?
No.
Why?
Because he lives in Poland now, Grandma. He moved there after the war started.
War. What war? Donetsk, Crimea?
No, Grandma, it's different now. Russia started a full-scale war with us. It's not just Donetsk and Crimea, it's all of Ukraine. It's here in Dnipro.
We should go back to our house at the beach. Oh, your grandfather built up everything there. It's the most beautiful place.
It's occupied now, Grandma. Russian soldiers live there now.
Don't say that. Let's just talk about nice things. Memories.
Oh, I'd like that.
I was a professor. Did you know that? Professor Ludmila.
Of course I know.
When I was in school, I used to play volleyball. I was a very good player. It helped me get into the university. But now, I just have such pain.
Mom can take you to see a doctor.
Is there a war?
Yes.
And my grandchildren all left?
Yes. Everyone left. Mom and Dad are here, and you're here, but everyone else went away. I only got back to Dnipro yesterday.
Where do you live now?
In Berlin. I've lived in Berlin since the war started, and this is my first time back. I didn't tell anyone I was coming. They kept saying no when I had to see my home. I had to.
You know, the Bible says that one day everyone would want to live here on the coast of Dnipro. It's a holy land.
I didn't know that.
A dog barks in the distance.
Oh, Grandma, the dog!
The dog! It must be after 8! He asked for him. Did you hear? He just said, I want! I taught him that. Of course he wants food, obviously.
Ludmila looks around, then stops.
Well, but the bowling, it's not here. Oh, I don't think I have the dog anymore. I think they told me the dog is gone. It's the neighbor's dog I hear barking.
I'm sorry, Grandma.
Volodymyr Ivanovich and I used to have this one breed of dog for the past 40 years. We had 3 of them. They were all named Marsic. Do you remember those dogs?
I remember.
I remember they would wait by the door for him to come home from work.
Tell me about it. I want to hear about the dogs again. Sit with me, Grandma. Let's just sit and talk about things.
Ludmila goes and sits on the couch next to Nastya.
Is Alex coming tonight? He used to be here every day. Now I don't see him that often.
Alex isn't coming. And I'm not specked up. I'm Nastya, your granddaughter. Do you remember me?
Of course I remember. You know, the Bible says that one day everyone will want to live here on the coast of Dnipro. Oh, it's a holy land.
You told me that.
No, I'm silly. I told you, of course.
That's okay. I can listen to it as many times as you want. No, honestly, I mean that.
Where's Alex?
He's in Poland. He moved there after the war started.
War?
Yes.
I need to feed my dog. I always feed him at 8.
You don't have to. Not tonight. Let's just sit here. I missed you, Grandma.
Oh, I missed you too. Now last joke. Lights down, end of play.
Set. A small home in the Carpathian Mountains. Time. A year or two after the war began. Grandma Galia sits in a chair, not moving. A mountain of suitcases surrounds her. Juliana has just summoned Katria and Petro to Grandma Galia's side.
Grandma Galia, are you ready? I'm not going anywhere. Why? Are you all right? I'm dying. I don't want to live in this world anymore.
Are you sick again? Is your blood pressure up?
Grandma Galia, God forbid you die so early. Live, I beg you, live.
Shut up.
Oh, children, I won't survive such a long journey to Romania and then a plane to Cyprus. I've never traveled that far. Dig a grave for me and I will just die now.
Grandma, please don't say that.
Well, I suppose I can do it, granddaughter, but only if you get me some red caviar. My favorite, the foreign kind in the golden tin.
She's fooling around again just to get caviar. She's a one-woman show.
Petro, you better keep quiet. Who needs her to do this more, you or me?
You know I have no choice.
I've hidden some red caviar in the kitchen. I'll go get it.
Katria goes to the kitchen.
Petro, don't complain. Grandma Galia should be loved, respected, and caviar should be bought whenever I need it.
You must try to calm down and cooperate.
Oh, this is the nicest thing you've ever done. I'm so old, and I've never seen the sea. But why are you taking me now? During the war, men are forbidden to cross the border of Ukraine. My neighbor told everyone about how her son was caught at the border and issued a terrible fine. There was a terrible scandal. I don't want that.
Do not worry. Worrying harms beauty. Everything will be legal. I became your guardian, which means I can accompany you across the border if you need me to. And you really need to go to Cyprus.
Oh, maybe we fly to Hawaii. I saw such bright pictures in magazines.
Grandma Galia, where is this Hawaii? Did you study geography at school? You will definitely not survive such a long journey.
Okay, Morocco then, or Ibiza.
Enough! This is not a travel show. We have only one option, Cyprus. Katria and I need to go to Cyprus so that we can deliver the cash payment for the construction on our summer house. I have to go in person. At the border, you'll tell the guards that you really want to see Cyprus. They'll sympathize with you. You're a lovely old woman who just wants to see the sea prawns. They'll look at the documents, see that I'm your guardian, and voila! We'll all cross the border.
Katria returns with a huge jar of caviar and hands it to Grandma Galia.
Grandma Galia, here's your caviar. Enjoy. Try not to choke.
Now is not a good time for you to choke.
Petro!
It was kind of you to go through so much for me.
It was kind. We'll have a wonderful vacation, all of us. Right, Juliana? You're being very quiet.
Yes, right, I guess.
Juliana, come, sit next to me. I'll give you some caviar.
Juliana sits down next to her.
I'd love to sit with you, Grandma Goya.
Why have you packed so many suitcases? You won't need all those things.
Well, I know you're just too lazy to carry everything. But I will remind you, you carry all these things, or I will stay here and die.
No, we need you to go with us.
We all need to get out of here. The war is hard and will only be gone for 10 days. Petro and I have been wanting this dream house for the sake of our love.
Why do you pack so many suitcases for 10 days?
I need them. They're filled with swimsuits. Stupid question. Come on, open that suitcase. I'll show you.
Grandma Galia points to the biggest suitcase. Juliana opens it. A mountain of swimsuits pours out.
Why do you need so many of them? Why do you even need a swimsuit at all?
Of course she needs swimsuits, Petro. Right, Juliana? Maybe not quite so many, Grandma Goya.
I need them to swim. Like a mermaid in the middle of the sea. Even with caviar. By the way, try it.
She puts the spoon in Juliana's mouth. Juliana has to eat it. Petro can't watch. He has to walk away.
Petro!
Oh, Juliana, how you have grown. I remember when you were little at the same desk with Katria.
And I remember how you brought us sandwiches with caviar during school lunch breaks. Once, it was past due date, and I got poisoned. From that moment on, I stopped eating it.
Oh, so you still don't eat it?
I never ate caviar again. I asked Katria not to tell you about it, so she ate all the sandwiches herself.
Oh, why did you lie? You could tell me. I wouldn't be mad.
You know, sometimes people lie because they think it will be better that way.
I know. And I'm glad Katria has you. She's even taking you to the sea with us. This is true friendship. Where's your swimsuit?
I don't know. I don't think I need one.
No, why not? You do need one. A young woman always needs a swimsuit. I'll lend you one of mine. Choose.
Grandma Galia makes Juliana choose a swimsuit from the pile.
Oh, they are really beautiful, aren't they? I have been collecting all my life. It was a tradition that my dead husband came up with.
They're all absolutely gorgeous. I just never buy beautiful things just for myself.
What? On our wedding anniversary, he gave me my first swimsuit. He said that he would give a gift every year until we go to the sea. But everything did not work out because of work, children, and then he died. I continued to buy myself swimsuits, although I thought that I would never see the sea. And here on my deathbed, I was lucky. Katria and Petro will take me to Cyprus. I'm so grateful to them for this gift. Obviously, it wasn't Petro's idea, but it doesn't matter. It will be a wonderful vacation.
Petro and Katria come back inside.
We open the car trunk. We're ready to go.
Katria, can we talk? Just a few seconds.
Petro sits next to Grandma Galia and shakes his head at all of the swimsuits. Juliana and Katria step aside and talk alone.
Please don't start a scandal. We warned you.
Except for one thing you forgot to warn her about.
It's easier this way. Promise.
Oh, stop! Shut up! I know you love Pedro blindly, holy love, but this is your own grandmother. God, this woman was like a family member to me. When I was kicked out of the house, I slept in her living room. She did my hair for prom. She gave us almost all her caviar, and do you know how much caviar cost at that time? And that was the last of her money, and she didn't even know I wasn't really eating it.
I was there too! I saw it all, but there's no other way. Don't make me feel torn between Grandma Goya and my husband. She's a grown woman. She'll understand. She loves sewing ones too.
Katria rushes off. Juliana follows her. Petra opens more suitcases and swimsuits pour out everywhere.
You are a unique woman. I've never seen so many swimsuits, even in Turkish stores. We can do good business.
You only have one thing in mind. My swimwear is World Heritage, museum exhibits. I allow them to be touched only by people with a pure heart.
That one is extremely beautiful. As bright as red caviar.
Really looks like caviar. I didn't think about it before. Maybe that's why I love caviar.
And not the other way. Maybe you like that swimsuit because it's like caviar?
Absolutely not. This is my favorite swimsuit for other reasons.
Enlighten me.
Oh, don't be silly. Are you really interested?
Yes.
It's the first swimsuit in the collection. Oh, my husband paid so much money for it because it is a very rare color.
I didn't know that red was rare in the Soviet Union.
Well, it's not that red. This is a specific shade. The shade of caviar.
I see. Quite fashionable. Your husband had good taste. Such a pity that I never got to know him.
Well, I can imagine you two would become friends. The room would be filled with sarcasm.
Why do you think so?
You are his exact copy. Even the jokes about caviar are the same.
And now I'm even more sad that he died.
He clumsily tries to hug her and ends up just kissing her on the forehead.
And it's not the same shade of red as the Soviet flag.
I hope it swims in the sea someday.
Of course. Tomorrow in Cyprus.
Katria?
Juliana comes back into the room with Katria hugging her. Katria has been crying.
Oh, what happened already?
Don't worry, a fly caught me eye.
Oh, it was the Chernobyl fly or what?
Enough running. It's 10 minutes before departure. We have to check everything. Everyone is ready?
Yes.
My documents about guardianship of Grandma.
In the car.
Passports.
Juliana pulls 2 passports from her pocket.
I have mine and Grandma Galia's.
Eliana, look at this photo I have in my passport. I did my hair for 3 hours.
You look like you're 20.
God forbid someone looks like that in their 20s.
Here,
A first aid kit with medicine for blood pressure.
in the car.
Plane tickets to Cyprus.
Both tickets are together with the guardianship documents in the car.
Both? Are there only 2 tickets?
3.
3?
I have mine, the 4th, in my bag.
Let's continue. Money for gas to Romania and back.
He hands bills to Juliana for gas.
Anything else?
Buy some more caviar for Grandma Galia. Maybe some champagne.
Then you and I will drink the most delicious Romanian champagne.
And Cypriot?
And Cypriot too.
Let's put a suitcase in the trunk. One for both of you.
Petra goes to choose 2 of Grandma Galia's suitcases.
Everything they already need is in the trunk, Petro. But the suitcase with the swimsuit? Oh, sure. I'll pack one now, Grandma. I'll pack all of them.
All?
No need.
What?
I'm not taking any suitcases.
What are you saying? This is your dream. This trip is for you.
The dream is already too old, like me. I won't need all those swimsuits. I will take only one swimsuit. The caviar-colored one. But Petro, can you please put it in your suitcase? I wanted to fly to Cyprus for sure. I trust you.
Of course, Grandma Galia. The swimsuit will definitely swim in the sea.
It's time to go.
Yes, it's time. So let's repeat the plan. Juliana?
We are leaving home for the Romanian border. I'm driving your passengers,
And Grandma Dahlia and I will have a lovely time.
At the border, I will show the documents that give me permission to cross the border. I'll tell the story. I'm taking Grandma Dahlia to the sea.
I hope the border guards will believe that and let you out of Ukraine. This trip is so important to us. I dreamed of this house, and it will be waiting for us after the war. For all of us.
I will make them believe.
Then we get on the plane and fly to Cyprus. And the rest of the plan, you know.
And I know. We will all eat caviar and drink champagne on the seashore together.
Exactly. That's it. It's time.
Petro takes Grandma Galia's arm and heads out. Katria follows them. Only Uliana remains. She runs to join the others on the trip to the Romanian border. Swimsuits are left lying on the floor. Lights down. End of play.
Taking pictures of railroad tracks is about a 4-year sentence.
I'm sorry, Vlad. It's my fault, officer. You can't go skydiving during the war, and I wanted to go somewhere extreme.
Extreme? If it turns out you're working for Russia, that's high treason, and it's punishable by imprisonment for a term of 12 years, and confiscation of property.
What property? We have nothing. We live in an apartment with 4 other roommates.
There's so little space that we have to sleep under the bunk beds.
The only advantage is that it's difficult for anyone to come steal our cameras. It's very narrow.
You must delete everything.
I can't. Deleting a photo was like killing your child.
Oh, no. How would you know that?
It's what I feel.
Do you have children?
No. But I'm an uncle. My brother has 3 kids, who I love. So, I don't like when people talk like that.
We haven't done anything wrong.
And who are you to each other?
We're friends. Mr. Policeman, it's my fault. But doesn't it seem romantic? Walking along unknown paths that all lead to someone's home? Taking photographs to...
We're the press.
Your press license, please.
You know, I take pictures for myself.
Oh, a self-proclaimed artist. What did you find beautiful at the railroad tracks?
Industrial beauty. Fruta. You know, I dream of publishing a book about Ukraine. Let us go, and I'll write, thank you for your brilliant help. What's your...
Senior Police Sergeant.
No, your name.
My name? Well, it's Ihor. It's Ihor.
Oh, my dad's name is Igor.
Isn't his name Alex?
Boy.
Vlad.
Are you sure you're not Russian agents?
That's so funny. How could we? No. You can even check with my tarot.
Do you feel well, Vlad?
Thanks. Pretty okay.
So why are you not in the trenches?
Igor. He just doesn't have the skills. fighter. I will tell you. Don't. Please don't.
Are you going to say something, or don't you have any skills?
Shut up. I don't want to fight. Can I have a right not to?
Well, you're a man. Or are you disabled?
I'm an artist. I don't like weapons.
An artist doesn't like weapons. What a pity. What should we do then? Cancel the war for you?
Artists understand war. I can fight with my camera. I've been to Bucha and Ypres and Kramatorsk. Do you want to see my photos? I'll show you soldiers I've talked to. Show you their eyes. I can't bear it. I don't even read the news. I can't read the news because I will cry. So what? I'm weak, and I feel shame for that. Sorry, I'm human. And until I can't do anything like my friends who died in the trenches, I do what I can.
What do you need pictures of railroad tracks for? Go take a picture of the waterfall, or a monument. Or do you only want Ukraine to be associated with ruins? Do you want to post your pictures on Instagram and so everyone can see how smashed Ukraine is?
It's not that smashed.
And what do you do, Senia?
I write poetry, sometimes plays.
Oh, so maybe you'll write about me.
Maybe I will.
Wrong answer again. You don't want anyone to hear our confidential information. No way.
Just imagine, at this time, dozens of thieves are walking down the street, and you miss them talking about our art.
I didn't miss them. I just put it off for later.
Why are you keeping us here? You know we're not saboteurs.
How am I supposed to know that?
Oh, bury me, then rise ye up, and break your heavy chains. In water with the tyrant's blood, with freedom you have gained.
And in the great new family, the family of the free, with softly spoken, kindly word, remember also me.
Remember also me. When was Shevchenko's Gabchar published?
1840.
And the second president of independent Ukraine?
And Yushchenko.
And you say you're not saboteurs?
Not Yushchenko, it's Kuchma. Go stay quiet, you
I
lad.
wasn't born then.
I'll keep you here for a long time. It's already 4 o'clock. Sit on the bench and wall, and I'm going to read The Psychology of the Criminal Mind.
Senia and Vlad sit on the bench. Ihor goes behind the desk.
Are you very mad at me?
Honestly, the only thing I'm mad about is that you just said we're just friends.
So nice. Let's take a picture. Here? For my collage? What a moment.
Senia takes selfies with Vlad, trying to go unnoticed by Ihor.
What are you doing now? Taking pictures at a police station?
It's okay. There's so much can remember this. Can we take just one picture with you? I want to remember this moment and this you.
Me?
Yes? Take a picture with us.
Are you serious? Are you sure? I won't.
Please, Ihor.
Senia and Vlad stand on either side of Ihor and smile. Senia raises the camera for a selfie.
Wow, you look good here.
Thanks.
No, not you, Vlad.
Thank you. Is this your first time at the police station?
Yes.
I remember how I ended up at the police station for the first time. I declared my love with painting on a wall.
Cute. You were a romantic guy.
Maybe I still am.
What happened to the girl? Did she love you back, or were you just friends?
She didn't like the way I painted, I guess.
You found
Now,
right?
well, I have Angela, my dog. I don't need anyone else.
You can't give up on romance, and there's always someone out there who will understand you.
There's a woman in our department. She also loves dogs. But I'm not sure if she's interested in me.
We can ask the tarot cards. I have a deck.
Senia doesn't want to.
No, it sounds good. Will you read my fortune?
Senia looks for her tarot cards in her bag.
Today is a perfect day for forgiveness. I'm also a little bit too strong.
Oh, I heard too. It's true.
What if I let you go and it turns out you're Kremlin agents? You seem very smart.
We are. They're not.
Senior holds the tarot cards.
Okay, ask your question to the universe.
Out loud?
You can say it to yourself, but better out loud because that way I'll get a more accurate answer.
Now, should I ask Ilona, our dog handler, out on a date?
Senior holds up a card.
This card is the world. It has a very positive meaning. So all you can do is to be brave. Everything will be fine.
Let's do it again. Should I let these young people go?
She holds up another card.
Really a positive card again. It clearly says they're artists and you should let them go, sir.
Can I have another one?
Of course you can.
Will Ukraine win?
You know, sometimes you don't have to know everything. We have this moment. Without sirens, without explosions. Let's continue what we do, hoping it'll help in some tiny way. We're doing a good job. Maybe. Aren't we?
You're right. You go create, guys.
They start to go.
Senior, the picture of me.
Sorry, I'll delete it.
Could you send it to me?
Of course.
Senior starts to bring up the picture on her camera and notices the time.
Wait, hold on. It's 1616. Make a wish.
Really?
Okay, I got one.
You too, Vlad.
Fine. I also have one.
They stand with their eyes closed. Lights down. End of play.
Everything's in ruins. Do you even recognize this place?
Of course.
Did you know I'd be here?
No.
Why aren't you looking at me?
I'm thinking.
Are you happy to see me?
I don't know.
Am I not that pretty?
I wasn't prepared, to see you here.
I've been here the whole time.
I didn't know.
It's almost 15 months since you left. Where were you? What was it like? Do you have a boyfriend? Have you been going to parties? I bet you have. Tell me, what are you like now? Are you a traitor?
I'm sorry, what did
You ran away.
I got scared.
You ran away. Everyone was scared. There were choices. You crossed the border. You are a traitor now.
I was here a week. All right, I couldn't handle that game of battleship. Watching as all the buildings around were half ruined and only this one was still left undamaged. Yeah, I'm a week late. Packed my things and ran away. And so far away. I was leaving and the road was burning. I hated myself. I was ashamed for running in front of everyone. Even the gas station attendant who always asked me to leave with 20 hryvnias for tea. He saw me. Yes, I'm a coward.
But I'm not a traitor.
You are not a coward. Why are you wearing that skirt? You always said you looked like a grandma in it.
I like it now. My taste has changed. I've changed.
Don't say that, it makes me sad.
Let me tell you a story.
I love your stories.
It's actually more of a confession.
Oh, did you kill somebody?
Shh. Just a second. Remember that time when we were choosing what to watch, and I wanted to watch a TV instead of a movie? You said that it wasn't like me. I always get crazy now when people say things like that, but this, I became obsessed with this. I became obsessed with this thought.
I don't want to hear this.
Let me finish. So every morning I woke up and asked myself, is it like me to have pancakes instead of scrambled eggs for breakfast? Is it I wash the dishes before the entire school, or is it I slowly turn into my mom?
Think about it. People's tastes change every 7 years, so you voted on the omelet. Does that mean you're a different person now?
Maybe. I don't know.
Where did you end up? Have you been to Italy? God, I dream of Italy.
I'm somewhere in another world, where every visit to a doctor or hairdresser is a language test, where you rent an apartment with bare walls on a monthly basis, and you need to buy everything there. You buy it, but you don't hang the curtains because you're afraid to start decorating.
That sounds hard. I already hate that place.
Me too.
But you're safe there. Be at least thankful.
I hate that my desire for safety has overtaken my desire to be home. Are you going to forgive me for leaving?
Maybe. Someday. What destroyed the house?
A cruise missile. It was a fragment. I've studied it all. Everything about what happens here. At home.
But you don't even live here. I've been here alone through everything.
I imagine being here.
So now you're back? Are you scared?
No.
You know what you can do if you get scared? You can sing. Remember that song?
I'm not singing anymore.
Can't imagine you not singing.
I did it first and it didn't help me. I think I even forget how. People handle war so differently. When I was in the basement, our neighbor, the husky owner, remember her?
Of course, is she still here?
Yeah, just listen. Even her, who lived here all this time, she was asking me, what's flying now? I said, cruises. And she was like, what was flying yesterday? Ballistics. And she was like, which one's more dangerous? The ones yesterday. And she said, oh, that's awesome. Everyone chooses which way is easier for them to accept this reality. She said she closed all the windows and now it doesn't matter. One's emotions leave and only the cold mind remains.
We should go knock on her door.
Maybe.
You don't want to? Why don't you want to go knock on her door?
You don't understand anything. You shouldn't have to. I'm the only one who should have to.
A siren goes off on Girl Now's phone.
It's an air alarm.
Let me see.
They both look at the phone.
Russian MiG took off.
It's a fighter, right?
Yeah, but don't worry, that's not a serious threat. If the takeoff is not combat, it'll be a short alarm, about half an hour. They do that quite often just to give you nightmares. The plane takes off and all of you are turning red.
And what if the flight is combat?
5 minutes and the missile is here.
Let's go and hide.
It's not necessary, really. The plane will fly for a while and then land peacefully. I'm sure. I know all of this. I studied it. You don't have to be scared.
You said the MiG isn't a serious threat. What is serious then?
There are two main types of missiles, cruise missiles and ballistics. Cruise missiles can be guided in flight. They're given an exact target and you fly directly there. The thing is that when they're knocked down in the air, the debris falls on houses. Usually those attacks occur at night, so in the evening telegram channels will say whether there's activity of their carriers in Mordor. So it's possible to recalculate what time the alarm will be and when the missiles will be here. Exactly the same thing as you need LA drones.
And ballistic missiles.
That's shit. When the alarm is sudden, it's most likely ballistics fly. You have 5 to 7 minutes to hide, and that's nothing. No chance to get down from the 18th floor of shelter. Also, these morons like to trigger false electronic signals. The alarm goes off like ballistics, it shakes you, and then you peacefully continue to wash your dishes.
It's impossible to live like this. You said you don't get emotional, but I refuse to believe it. I know you. I know how badly you're afraid of thunderstorms. You're lying. And all those who say they're used to it are lying too.
That's who we've become. A liar and a traitor. You are not a traitor. You said so.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry this happened to you.
Nothing happened to me.
You used to live in a peaceful world full of dreams and hopes. Your biggest loss was the death of Iron Man in the Endgame. And your biggest problem was Zeno and how to pass it with the highest score.
I remember.
You had a ton of fake friends, and you knew it, but you found it quite interesting anyway.
It was a kind of method to make up for a boring life.
You had a precise plan for your school life. You calculated everything to the last detail. And you were beautiful, young and sweet, and only 17, right?
I could still be her.
You don't exist. Only on photos in my camera roll. I wish my phone had a feature. You scroll your gallery, and when you cross February 24th, 2022, you get a message. Scrolling further could be dangerous for your health.
Stop.
It's not like me. You're not like me. I'm not you anymore.
Why?
A murder was actually committed in this room. They killed you. The morning of February 24th, they came to my house trying to kill me. They shot me as the wrong one.
Lights down, end of play.
I recently met a man, right here on this bench, from Dagestan, a real dignified man. And more than dignified, he was remarkable, so accomplished. He told me a story about how he got into a terrible accident. His car got caught and he was dragged 4 kilometers. 4 kilometers, you understand? Horrendous. He went to a doctor, he took some pills, they just drowned him in medicine, nothing helped. It seemed like that was it, it's over. And then they gave him garlic. All he needed was to swallow a little bit of garlic and he was fine, even better than before. Well, of course, his leg never grew back. But what's important was that he was active again, and he had a new lease on life. And he even told me, since I still have my health. Oh, what health? 3 strokes. Do you understand what 3 strokes does to you? Because they brought me to such a state.
A tennis ball flies on stage.
Luba, be a dear. Lubachka, send the ball back.
Get out of here, jumping around. Why should he jump around like that around me? What is this? How could this happen? Oh, I've traveled all over the world to every country a guide could suggest. The softest beds hotels could offer. I can't tell you how many beds, and now, 3 strokes later, I sit on a bench with nothing to do.
Luba!
I made money. I did radio electronics. Do you know how important radio electronics is? They're such small components, and yet they connect entire countries.
Vitali enters, picks up the ball, and sits on the bench.
What is this? done enough jumping?
My back started to hurt.
Jumped around your whole life.
What do you mean my whole life? I started playing tennis when I retired.
You jumped around while I raised kids.
Don't talk such nonsense.
Oh, nonsense. That's nonsense. Married you, that's no life stifling, hand-strangling, everything.
Enough already.
The dog barking alone, you're a dog, and you drove me into a cage.
And what cage is that?
Vienna!
Is anywhere good enough for you? We can live here. Our home is gone.
Oh, my neighbors, my lovely neighbors, Olesia, such a good friend to everyone in the courtyard.
What courtyard? None of them are left, except Toma.
Toma died.
Just because you haven't seen her in a while doesn't mean she's dead.
She was so fat she couldn't even walk. How could she have survived?
You used to call Katusha a shameless whore.
Oh, stop talking nonsense. Why would I ever call her that?
I don't think she deserved it, but you insisted that she was a shameless whore.
Well, she is our neighbor. Neighbors help each other. Why would she charge money for medicine?
Because she needs to live on something. Did you ever help her with anything?
Of course. She lives off the decency of her neighbors. You seem to not remember the day her apartment flooded and we all helped her clean it.
Because that was you who flooded it in the first place. When you fell asleep in the bathtub.
I'll get back. I know it. Until then, I'm going home.
Lubov leaves.
I hope to die here. Oh, not on this bench. But in Vienna, under pleasant circumstances. Of course, I don't need a monument. It should just be here. I want to live, but I'm scared of living long enough to have to go back. There'll be some law, who knows? Because it's better just to die. And if there's some old folks home here, you can say life is good. My wife doesn't like it here. She's bored. She looks out the window for days, even though she spent the last year we were in Ukraine doing the same thing. I'll tell you a little secret. She's never traveled to any foreign countries. Oh, some ex-Soviet republics. And she's never done any radio electronics. Yes, we studied together in the Polytechnic Institute, and later we both had jobs on the assembly line at an electronics factory. But we were just regular workers, not engineers. Still, if she wants to make up stories and believe them, I'll let her.
Vitaly puts down the tennis racket. He reaches into his jacket and retrieves a small bottle of vodka. He unscrews the cap and goes to take a drink, then stops himself.
I didn't drink before the war began. I did drink. I drank a lot. But then I quit. Decided enough was enough. Didn't have a drop of alcohol for 15 years. But it's calling me again. Enchanting me.
He looks at the bottle.
I can't really explain why I want to drink again. I mean, when I was young, I would drink with my friends because we had no responsibilities. We only wanted to have as much fun as possible. Then I got married. I stopped because suddenly I had responsibilities. And I didn't want to embarrass myself in front of Lubachka. Then I became comfortable with Lubachka and went back to my married life of drinking. Then we had our son. Again, responsibilities. I had to work a lot. I developed a routine. Not long after, we had our daughter, and she was really the final straw. She broke me of my bad habits. I even started going to church. Thank God our children have all grown up, and thank God they gave us grandkids. Luba and I bought a dacha, and I decided to be myself again. My retirement was going well. You have to understand, I started life before, without excess thoughts, without tension. The point isn't the drinking, but the state of your soul, the state of harmony. Abundance. Not even abundance, serenity. Then Luba's health got worse, one stroke after another, so I started attending church again. I became a church member. For the first time in life, I'm the member of something I don't know how to feel about. On one hand, I'm proud to be an official member of the Baptist Church. But on the other hand,
We've often turns. He hides the bottle.
I forgot the keys.
He gives her the keys.
Don't get comfortable, we have church soon.
In 3 hours,
And then there's the commute.
it'll take about 40 minutes.
With 2 transfers?
Only one transfer.
Oh, I've had enough of you.
She slowly walks away. He watches her. He takes out the bottle.
Here in Vienna, we have no responsibilities. Luba has her church, and I have my freedom. Yes, her health is getting worse, but Vienna is not such a bad place to be when your health starts getting worse. She keeps saying, let's leave. I've had enough of Vienna. I've had enough of you. Where's my community? Where are all my friends?
He pulls a plastic cup from his pocket, fills it with vodka, and takes a drink.
I've had enough of you. I've had enough. My dear, I've had enough as well. I've had enough of everything.
He pours some more, drinks again.
Yes, I've had enough of almost everything. God will understand me.
He stashes the bottle inside his jacket, stands up, and leaves. Lights down. End of play.
He looks around everywhere for something. It's exactly 2 years since the war started.
How's your day?
They want to add more doctors.
Well, you were thrilled the last time they added new doctors.
That was before everything started. I'm talking about now, in this moment. Adding new doctors while at the same time we're transferring patients because there aren't enough beds.
Everything's going to be fine. Maybe it's going to be easier for you. You'll get more help.
All you ever say is everything is going to be fine.
I guess we should stop talking about this.
Husband heads out of the room.
Where are you going? We have to watch the news.
I'm looking for something.
Wife turns the TV on.
Good evening, Ukraine.
I don't remember the time when evenings were actually good.
Thanks to everyone who turns on this channel every day for everyday news. It's important to stay connected.
Did you hear him, honey? I've been saying the same things to you this whole time. We have to stay connected. We can't miss anything. Come in here.
Husband re-enters.
I don't think there's a single person in Kyiv who could miss anything if they tried. Everyone's checking the news all the time. Everyone lives inside of war. It feels like we're living in a loop. All the days are the same. Every day I ask you about your day, and every single time it's all bad news. Bad news from your work, then you come home and turn on the news, bad news from the news.
Do you have a remote so I can turn down your volume?
Husband goes into the other room.
A resident of the Moscow region was arrested for wearing a t-shirt with a design that was mistaken for a Ukrainian flag. The design was blue and yellow, but it was not a flag.
Arrested?
Well, first he was beat. The colors of the Ukrainian flag have been somewhat controversial in Russia. Wearing them, painting them, or even tweeting the words blue and yellow is not acceptable to the authorities in Moscow.
Oh my God, what next?
Now let's wait
It'll
until they ban blue and yellow altogether.
You see that, honey? The news is saying the same things I'm saying.
What? I'm looking for something.
There is no way they could get rid of blue and yellow just because some stupid Russian politician told them to. No. 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 And what would they do if they had blue eyes? Wear contacts to make them look brown? This is crazy. No. They're crazy. They aren't afraid to drop bombs and kill people, but they're afraid of color?
Who are you talking to?
There are people who are trying to scare us so they can make dropping bombs not sound so bad.
A new reality has begun.
Right. Reality.
And millions
of people will just believe in everyday lies. They will just accept living like this until their whole world is one huge lie. Come in here, I have to ask you something.
Husband comes back.
Would you believe me if I told you that there's actually no war?
I can still hear sirens. And like our neighbor's house, I can still see that there's actually no house. Why are you asking?
Russian authorities are once again claiming that there is not a war in Ukraine. Instead, it's a special military operation to rescue Ukrainians.
Yes. Yes. And what would you say? What would you say if I told you none of this is true? If I said, yes, Ukrainians want to be rescued, you know, some bullshit? You would tell me that it is bullshit. We lived in peace before they decided to rescue us, and now they're destroying our homeland. Or do they think if they destroy everything that is beautiful that we have here, that we just want to join them?
Yesterday, a Russian missile attack destroyed...
They will never destroy us. They will never be able to do it. They can ban whatever they want inside their own country. Just leave us alone.
Listen, we'll win soon. Everyone will return. Our grandchildren will finally be closer to us. Tell me about your day.
Patient who's paralyzed, couldn't remember his own name. girl was waiting for her father, and we couldn't let her into the hospital because there was no one to wait for.
Husband looks around the room for something.
You're right. We should stop. And you should stop asking me about my day when you aren't paying attention.
Everything will be okay soon. We can continue our family traditions, gather again to celebrate birthdays. Who's next? Oh, I think it's yours. We can gather everyone, prepare a lot of food, and sit at the big table together, like we used to do.
The war will end approximately this spring.
Just keep saying it will end approximately this spring, and eventually everybody will believe you. Or you could say, the war will end this winter. Or, I have a better idea. The war will end in 3 seconds. Now, everyone keeps creating realities, and there is nothing left for us.
Husband comes back in.
Why do you keep going back and forth, back and forth?
I can't find my orchid.
Breaking news.
I don't think I've seen it.
Tell him.
How do you know?
You have to tell him about it.
I think it's dead.
What?
I think your orchid died yesterday.
What did you say?
The plant has been missing for over 24 hours.
My orchid died?
Yes, I think your orchid died yesterday.
How could you not tell me?
The woman would not tell her husband about the death of the beautiful purple flower.
I was going to.
You can't just not tell me about this.
It's just a flower.
Oh, just a flower.
Exactly, we have more important things to worry about.
So you're saying that it's not important?
An old couple is trying to figure out whether the orchid is just a plant or not.
Shut up! You never asked me anything about my plant. For you, it's just a plant. Unimportant plant.
All I said was there were more important things in life. You can't compare your plant to things I'm facing every day at work. You can't compare it to the death of people. You just can't. I don't remember you ever acting like this before.
Reminder for everyone who can hear me. Orchids are believed to bring positive energy, bring good luck, and bring families together.
That was before.
Yes. So?
So?
Yes, so?
My report indicates that argument should stop. In just a few moments, the woman finally reveals new information to us. Right, ma'am?
It's in the cabinet under the TV.
Why?
I didn't know what to do with it.
Our granddaughter left it with me for when she returned. It'll never be the same again. There is no flower.
She's been away for a long time. I don't think you even realize how long. We used to be 5 minutes away from each other, and now it takes forever just to get to the border. But we made a choice to stay so that I can help people at the hospital and because I couldn't see myself anywhere else. It'll be fine.
Stop telling me I will be fine. Like you know what it is to be fine. Like you know what fine is for me. It's not fine. It's gone.
We'll buy a new one.
Despite strict legal protection for plants, wild orchids remain under huge threat due to poaching and the illegal wildlife trade worldwide. It is now forbidden to buy or sell any kind of orchid.
It's over. The plant is dead.
Now, don't put news life on pause. Some things are defined by their absence.
Come on, news. Please, there has to be something else.
Oh, what's the good news, buddy? Oh, I forgot. There isn't one.
If my orchid died, you would have said it's simply in a dormant phase. I would have laughed at you and you would have thought, this is ridiculous. I come home after work thinking it can't get any worse, and you're the one who believes it'll all get better.
This just in. Special news about orchids. It's a scientific reality that orchids do come back to life. It can take anywhere from a few months to over a year for the process to begin and for a plant to start to produce new growth. Once this new growth matures, the orchid will come back and life will start again. Even though petals may have fallen off, there's still a chance to bloom.
It'll be all right.
Good evening and welcome to the Everyday News. Thanks everyone who turns on this channel every day for Everyday News. It's important to stay connected.
Lights down, end of play.